Today's true story from the Bible comes from Exodus chapters 25 through 27 and chapter 40. God had set his people free from Egypt, and Moses was leading them through the wilderness to the Promised Land. One day, God gave Moses many laws for the people, including the 10 Commandments. God knew his people would never be able to keep all of the laws. They would sin or disobey God and do wrong things. Sin separates us from God. Because God is holy and perfect, he cannot be anywhere near sin. But God wanted to be near. He wanted a holy place where he could live and dwell amongst his people. So God gave instructions for building a tabernacle, a great tent where the Israelites would meet with God. The Israelites used their gifts and talents to build the tabernacle exactly as God instructed them. The outside of the tabernacle was surrounded with a great fence with only one gate for an entrance. Any Israelite could enter the courtyard. The Israelites would bring an animal to the priest. God had given specific instructions for a new system where people who were specially set apart, called priests, could offer sacrifices to pay for people's sins. The animal was a sacrifice that took the punishment for the people's sin. The inside of the tabernacle was divided into two parts, the holy place and the Holy of Holies. Only priests could enter the holy place. A thick veil hung between the holy place and the Holy of Holies. Only the high priest could enter the Holy of Holies, and only once a year. On the Day of Atonement, he would go to ask God to forgive all of the sins for all of the people. Inside was the Ark of the Covenant. This wooden box was covered in gold and held the 10 Commandments, a jar of manna, and Moses' brother's staff. The mercy seat was on top of the ark. The mercy seat was God's throne. Every year, the priest would shake the blood of a perfect lamb on the mercy seat, asking for the people's forgiveness. When the Israelites completed the tabernacle, the cloud covered the tent, and the glory of the Lord filled the place. When the cloud moved, the people knew it was time to pack everything up and move as well. God desires to dwell with his people. The tabernacle was a hint towards the ultimate rescuer who God would one day send. Jesus was born and called Emmanuel, which means God with us. When he died on the cross as the perfect sacrifice for our sins, the veil tore in half, letting everyone know that God was forever accessible to his people.